Hi viewers, today I'm going to show you a watch from a brand that I haven't featured for quite a long time on this channel, and that brand is Roma. Roma is a very good Swiss brand that make mid-range automatic watches and as well as quartz. They're a proper Swiss-based manufacturer. They make their own watches, and they are all made in Switzerland, and I really do rate them. Now this one is a beautiful dress watch, and it's called the Primeline Day Date. A very attractive, luxurious looking dress watch. So before we go any further, I will just go over the specs on this one. So the case diameter on this is 42mm. It is just 12mm thick. The lug to lug is 50mm. And the lug width is 22mm. The water resistance on this is just 50 meters, but that's fairly standard for a dress watch. Now this is powered by the Sellita automatic movement, but it's not the standard Sellita movement. As you can see, it's got the day-date complication, and therefore this is the Sellita SW240-1. It does have a 48-hour power reserve, and it's a really good reliable movement. So the price on this, it retails for approximately $700, £650, but currently there are some really good deals on this particular watch. It's sold through most major online watch stores and high street jewelers. Now this one I did buy this online from an authorised dealer at half price, so it was £325, which is phenomenal value for this type of Swiss made automatic watch. You know, it's packed with a lot of features for that price. Obviously you've got the automatic movement, the day-date complication, this gorgeous green sunburst dial that does have a lacquered finish as well, which you don't often see on this sort of sunburst finish, but it's absolutely beautiful, really well done. And the combination with that dark green and the gold markers and handset on that dial is a real winner. Looks stunning, really does look stunning. Even the date window is framed, and you've got the Cyclops on that as well. Actually, think they could have done that a bit bigger. If you're going to put a Cyclops on, you might as well go to town on it and go the whole way and do a nice decent size like you see on Rolex, because there's no point having it otherwise. I mean, it does a good job, but it could be magnified even more. Then you've got the gold fluted bezel, which is gorgeous, catches the light really well. You've got an AR coated sapphire crystal as well, and a signed crown in gold. Then the case is all mostly polished on the sides, and then the tops of the lugs are brushed. And then you've got this very attractive president style bracelet, which is a two-tone affair as well. You've got brushed finish on the stainless steel outer links, and then the centre links are polished with the gold tone, and it's just push pins that are holding the links together. Very easy to adjust, but it's a decent bracelet. It feels very nice. There's no sharp edges, lovely drape on it, really does look smart. I'm not a huge fan of two-tone bracelets, but I think they do look best when it's on a president style bracelet. Looks fantastic, really good. Now obviously this is inspired by the Rolex President Day Date. It's a lovely design, it's a really good look for a dress watch. The slightly disappointing thing with this watch is that if you're going to do a homage, basically just go the whole way and keep the size the same as well. The Rolex one looks great with the 40mm case size, and this one is 42mm. I don't know why they couldn't just keep it at 40. It would have looked even better. I mean, it looks fantastic as it is, but it would have looked so much better, in my opinion, if it was just a bit smaller. It just looks a bit more classy when it's smaller, and a nice compact size, especially for a dress watch. 40 or even 41 would have been perfect. However, it is a slim watch, and it doesn't feel big at 42mm. I just think it would have looked nicer, just a bit smaller. But for me, the best thing about this one is that green dial. I do really like green and gold anyway, especially dark green with gold. I think that's a really great combination. But the actual finish on it is just beautiful. It really is. It just has a lovely, pleasing look to it. The other bonus with this is the movement. You can see it's got an exhibition case back, and unlike most manufacturers at this level, they've decorated the movement, and it's got that sort of perlage finish on the majority of the visible parts, and the Côte de Genève striping on the rotor. And I think that's excellent for a watch that's well under $1,000. To just go the extra mile and decorate the movement like that is really good. I do appreciate that. I think it looks lovely. I'm not usually a huge fan of exhibition case backs, especially if you got your standard ETA or Sellita movement and they all look the same, but when it's decorated like this, I think it's a lovely thing to have. Now, I have seen this done before with a Roma watch. I'm a big fan of Roma, and I do have a few other watches. I've got the Sea Rock in blue and white, and also the Rotor Date. Now, the Rotor Date also has that decorated movement on it, as you can see. Looks just the same, and I think that's a lovely added feature on these watches. It's just a step up in quality, really. But as I said, Roma do make exceptionally good value watches. These are all well under $1,000 retail. In fact, I think the most expensive is the Sea Rock, which I think is even less than $800. And I have featured this model on the channel before in a previous video. If you want to have a look at it, I'll put the link in the description box. But yeah, I mean, they're so classy. Look at that. It's a beautiful shape, lovely watch. So yeah, I think it's a very underrated brand, Roma. Let's get those out of the way and focus back on this, the Primeline. I think they were more popular in the 60s and 70s, but they're making a comeback, and they're right in the middle of the pack. I suppose they're equal to Certina, Tissot, Mido, those types of brands. Now, this particular model, the Primeline, does come in quite a few other colour schemes as well. You've got the dark blue dial with the gold. I think it might be rose gold, which is lovely as well. There's black and there's silver dials, and then you've got ones without the gold, just the single tone silver bracelet and case and bezel. But for me, this is the best design of the lot. Wonderful combination of colours. Possibly a little bit on the flashy side. I mean, that's okay for a dress watch if you're going out in the evening. What's wrong with a little bit of bling? Okay, I'll put that on the wrist now, show you how that looks. Yeah, that's classy. Very dressy, but super comfortable. Sits really well on the wrist, and as you can see it's very slim, so fits under the shirt cuff, and that does hug the wrist nicely. The lugs curl down really well and it sits very flat on the wrist. The bracelet is extremely comfortable, and of course that dial is very legible, super easy to read. Nice big window for the day, and obviously you've got the Cyclops, so the date is very easy to read. Everything about this watch is really legible and very eye-catching actually. Awesome. Now there's no lume on this dial at all, but there is a little bit of lume on the hands, but it's not really worth showing that as it's not very bright, but it is a dress watch, so no big deal really. Okay, before I wrap up, I'll just zoom in on that dial and show that off in a bit more detail. Yeah, that's super sharp, really impressive. The logo, as you can see, is applied onto the dial. That window for the day is very clean, and the printing super crisp. The same with the logo at the bottom at 6 o'clock position, and again the printing there is very crisp and sharp. And all those gold markers are applied onto the dial, and again no ugly sharp edges, really smooth and slick. That fluted finish on the bezel is immaculate, really well done. The fit and finish on this watch is very good for the price. And you can see the signed crown, again really well finished. Gorgeous, look at that. You can see the polishing on the case is flawless. It's got a lovely mirror finish on that. So let's have a quick look at that movement again. Lovely, really very beautiful actually. Yeah, that really is a very good looking watch. Just a quick note on the crown, it's not a screw down crown, it is a push pull crown. It has a really good pop to it, feels very solid, and a very silky, smooth, buttery action. And to change the date, you just turn it clockwise for the actual date, and then anti-clockwise for the day. And the winding really smooth as well. Superb. Okay, well that is just about it for this one. That is the stunning, beautiful, luxurious looking Roma Primeline with the dark green dial and the two-tone silver and gold. A really marvellous automatic watch. I do hope you enjoyed looking at this. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.